So, we're here with the speed sprite. We're trying this instead of the hour-long sprite demonstrations, thank god, for a new protagonist for the game. One of two, actually. We've been trying to get non-binary protagonists in the game for a while. That was a goal coming back from... Actually, the idea was provided by a forum post from a user who himself identifies as non-binary, but honestly it's extremely important that we have this kind of representation, and I'm pretty sure, like, nobody quote me on this, but I don't know of another game that has a canon non-binary protagonist, let alone two, let alone a canon non-binary protagonist of color. So it's pretty cool that we're going to be able to give players the option to use these characters in Reborn. This might be the first game that does this. I don't know for sure, because obviously I don't have a catalog of every game ever and their protagonists, but this is definitely a new thing overall. Anyway, so it's been kind of a struggle to get these guys in the game. It's super cool that they're in here, but there's been a lot of issues. Like, firstly, I mean, when the idea was brought up in the first place by that user, I was all over it. And that was some number of months ago that I don't care to think about because this has been going on for way too long, this whole development thing. Anyway, aside from that, I wanted to get non-binary in right away, but when they brought it to my attention, I was like, you know, wait, hold on, back up. How are we gonna go and include non-binary protagonists, you know, for the sake of representation? Wow, cool, wow, that's great, when we don't even have, like, characters of color. At that point in the game, both of the protagonists were white, because yay for Eurocentrism. The part I'm working on in the video right now, I had such a hard time with this strand of hair. Or if you can call it a strand, anyway. Yay for Eurocentrism. So at that time, that's why I made Kuro and Lucia and got the darker skinned protagonists in the game, and I wanted to do non-binary along with them. However, I couldn't, because the instruction for Essentials, the default script set kit that I use for the program, basically says you get 8 player characters and that's all you get. Well, that shouldn't have been a problem, right? Because, you know, 2 white protagonists, boy, girl, 2 black protagonists, or moderate skin tone, whatever, 4. However, we have an issue with the Tauros, actually, from Route 1, where you can ride the Tauros. For whatever reason, Essentials overrides RMXP's default graphic changing thing for protagonists specifically. So, at first it seemed like we couldn't do this because with the Tauros, we basically had to create a pseudo-second character that was, you know, almost exactly identical to the first one, but it was just on a Tauros instead. So that means that every player character we currently have has 2 slots instead of the 1. So we have the normal one and the one and the Tauros. That actually takes up all 8 of our slots. So after I made Kuro and Lucia, I'm like, well darn, I can't make any more protagonists because of this Tauros thing. And I really wanted to make a non-binary protagonist, or 2, you know, light skin and dark skin, to keep the theme. So that was super disappointing. Actually, it turns out that I was lied to. The documentation for Essentials and everything says that you can only have 8 player characters. Apparently that is false. That is a lie. And you can actually have unlimited. Nobody said that. That was not communicated ever anywhere, and we just happened to notice it when we were digging through the code of Zeta Omicron, actually. I don't even think that's a custom enhancement on their part, so we just kind of had to believe, and it happened. So here we go, we are done with Ari, and that is a wrap.